Welcome to this week's Nissan Keys to the Game from John Robinson's office in St. Thomas Sports Park. John, Jacksonville the opponent this week, but let's talk Titans first. Football people like to talk about players stacking performances, solid performances, one on top of the other. Had a bunch of rookies give great performances in the first weekend. I'd say key number one is seeing those rookies, again, stack a performance as you take on the Jaguars.
Yeah, no question that that rookie class really did a lot of good things last week versus Oakland. We need to improve upon that and do even better. Continue to make plays, both offensively, defensively, and in the kicking game, and get returns out of those guys.
And really just little things to refine for those players, wouldn't you say?
It's just the little things that as they continue to play the NFL game and our style, our offense or defensive style of football, that they'll get better at.
Key number two when you're facing Jacksonville this week has to be pass protection.
Yeah, no question. They really got after it last week versus the Texans. They've added a lot of pieces to that front up there, and we'll have to do a really good job of sticking to our guy, passing, twist games off. The offensive line, those five guys, coupled with the tight ends and the backs, when they're involved in protection, really doing a good job of working together as a group.
Offensively and defensively, the Titans need to win the red zone as well.
Yeah, we got down there a couple times and only came away with one touchdown. We've got to get those 4 extra points when we're down there. We've got to be able to come up with a play and execute a little bit more efficiently to come away with more points.
Last year, the Titans were actually number 1 in red zone efficiency, scoring touchdowns in the NFL. Defense also did a great job. Those are areas that just continue to be important.
Yeah, no question. With the defense, it's that bend but don't break mentality of weathering the storm, trying to get them in a third down situation, get a stop, force a punt, or if they're in the red zone, force them to try to get 3 points out of it. And then offensively, it's sustaining drives down the field, getting down there in the red zone, and then finishing off those good drives with touchdowns.
Last key, let's talk about penalties on special teams. Got to avoid them.
Yeah, no question. Those were those cost us last week versus the Raiders. We've had some in the preseason as well. We've got to get that cleaned up, play more disciplined in the kicking game. There's a lot of new faces over there that we're working with. So it's just playing together and playing disciplined football in the kicking game.
Because there's a lot of excitement about what can happen with your special teams if they're just a little bit more efficient.
Yeah, no question. We invested quite a bit of that in the offseason. Dory had a nice return the other day, hurdling about 3 guys for a couple yards. It's just honing in on those details that you mentioned earlier, eliminating penalties, and hopefully we'll see the benefits.
He's Titans General Manager John Robinson, and those are his Nissan keys to this week's game against Jacksonville.